Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. That's all praise to the Heavenly Father. His true name in the Hebrew is Yahawah. In his son's name, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, real name in the Hebrew is Yahawashah. I also give a praise, honor, and glory unto the Rakakwadash, the Holy Spirit, which is the force and entity that makes his edification possible. I want to say shalom to all you sincere-hearted Akim and Aquath, that's you brothers and sisters that make your bodies a living sacrifice on a daily basis in this wicked and adulterous generation. I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us truth and rule well. And today, just want to briefly touch into, not handling the word of YAHAWASHI deceitfully, by, you being hypocritical, or not being real with yourself in this truth. And I just may entitle this lesson, be real with yourself. And this, during this time that we're in, during a time of, a lot of prophecy, a lot of prophetic things are, taking place, we see World War III is brewing up, the MOTB, the Charagma, it's damn near here, and Israel, they're doing exactly what they're doing on the left hand and on the right hand side. Right, on one side, you got the hopefully elect, they're growing stronger and stronger. And on the other side, you have, the house of Saul, they're growing weaker and weaker, man. Right. But, we're also in the Passover season, and this is the time to really, be examining yourselves and making sure that you're not going to be eating of, Yahawashi unworthily, if you will. Right. As what was that 1 Corinthians 11 states. Right. But basically, this lesson is going to go into, making sure that, you don't have any insincere motives, while you're in this truth, being real with yourself, being real with the brotherhood, being real with the church, right? Be sincere in this doctrine, right? And put it to use, right? Because as a matter of fact, let's grab this real quick. In Sirach, 37th chapter, I believe it's 37. Sirach 37 and verse 19. There is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable unto himself. Yeah, we don't want to be in that category, especially us brothers that, that's, teaching this truth, in sincerity, us that have entered to, other men's labors. We don't want to, come in this thing and, pick up the plow, and teach others and, give Israel, wise biblical advice, from the prophets, from our forefathers, and yet we don't apply it to ourselves. I believe Elder Yashwamba, stated that in one of his most recent videos, and it just really, it shook me up, man, made me, really examine myself and make sure that not only do I, hear and read, study and teach, these things, but I actually applied it to myself, man, because I will admit, there's times to where certain situations in life, happens, and sometimes, you let that flesh get to you, when you should have been, leaning upon the spirit and leaning upon things that you've learned, to let, to go before you. As a matter of fact, I believe it's in the same chapter. Yep, verse 16 says, let reason go before every enterprise and counsel before every action. Where do we get our reasoning and where do we get the counsel from? From the counselor himself, right? Isaiah the ninth chapter, right? Where Yahawashi is known as the counselor, right? Well, we receive this counsel from him, so we have to let his counsel go before, what we do, what we say, what we think, what we, So, and this all goes in hand with, us being real with ourselves, So, Lord willing, this lesson is going to be edifying. I don't intend for it to be long, but, it is what it is. If it is, hey, it's a spirit, man. So let's go ahead and grab this real quick in the book of Joshua. All right, before I get that, let me get this in 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 1. 2 Corinthians 4:1, it says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, and that word ministry means service. This is a service that Yahawashi has called us to come into, right? We are here, to serve, YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, right? And serve, and the way that's done is by being ministers into the nation of Israel, as priests of the order of Melchizedek, right? Which the priests were known to be ministers as well. They were servicing, or they were, servants of the nation of Israel by, basically pleading, or being the middlemen, basically, offering up sin sacrifices, right? But now we make our bodies a living sacrifice, for our brethren, and also for ourselves, just Lord willing, he finds our sacrifice acceptable, right? And, part of you being sincere, the Lord takes delight, in a sincere and a contrite sacrifice. You can read that in, what was that? Psalms, the 51st chapter, where it says that the Lord does not delight in blood and bullocks or rams, roughly paraphrasing, but the sacrifice of the Lord is a broken and a contrite spirit, right? And that's what, we should be, putting on, as the elect, putting on that brokenness and that contrite spirit, and being sincere in this thing, man. Right? We don't want to be clumped up, in that category as being profitable unto, other people, people they're edified from you, edified from your your videos, or you just may talk to a brother on the phone or whatever, but yet, it does well. You don't want that to happen to you, man. I know I don't want that to happen to me, so this is why this is the times to where we should be praying and fasting and meditating and reflecting more than ever, man. Right? It says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. So mercy and this ministry, or this truth, right, is synonymous, man. Right? By the Lord giving us this truth, he's given us mercy, man. Right? He's basically exposed us to, his next plans, or his plans that he has, going on with this next phase that's about to happen, with Esau being the end of the world and Jacob the beginning thereafter, and the things in between that shift of rulerships, right? And it's about to be a very cruel, way how the Lord is about to present himself unto the earth. And see, with us receiving his ministry, Yahawah has given us an escape, right? And you can read that, what is that, Isaiah the 10th chapter, right? Where the remnant no longer stays upon the one that smote him, but stays upon the Holy One of Israel in truth, and have escaped, Paul says the same things, that we escape the pollutions of this world, right? How? By this truth, right? But anyway, it says, therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not, meaning you don't become weak in this thing, start getting weak in the mind, Now, of course, this flesh, at times, this flesh, you may get tired or whatnot, but it's what you got the brotherhood for. It's what you got, these constant videos being pushed out in this grace season for, right? And we have examples all throughout the scriptures, man, right? So we faint not, it says, but have renounced. All right, let's go into that word renounce real quick.
Strong's G550.
Apepon, to speak for, to set, to declare, to forbid, right? In proper context, it'll be to forbid, right? Disown. So we have disowned or forbidden what? We have renounced or disowned the hidden things of dishonesty, right? Now be real, with yourself, man. Do you have anything hidden inside of you that's not honest? Right? Because as it's written in Psalms, the 32nd chapter, we'll start at verse 1. Blessed and forgiveness and of trust in Yahweh. Right? Now, who's that blessedness and forgiveness going to go to? The elect of the nation of Israel. Right? And there's going to be found certain traits inside of those men and women, but starting with the men, 144,000, right? That they're gonna possess certain traits, that Yahawah will, be open up to forgive them for. Right? It says a Psalm of David, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom Yahweh imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. See, in whose spirit there is no guile. When you go into that word guile, just real quick, it's Ramayah. Yeah, Ramayah. Laxness. See, settle on your leaves. See, laxness. You relax. Let me make sure that's what that word is going into. Laxness, not sufficiently strict, severe, or careful. See, you know. See, down here it says relaxed. And this is not the time to be relaxed. As Micah 2:10 says, this is not the land of our rest. Depart ye, you know, and get arise out of it, man. So it would destroy you even with the sword of destruction. So, you know, with that, we should not be lax, man. Right? If you're laxed, right, in this ministry, you know, if you're not on fire for this thing, right? If you're not fervent in the spirit, well, you're lax. You're found having guile, man. It also says slackness, right? Which is pretty much the same thing, slackening. Deceit. See, deceit. Right? And a lot of people are not only deceiving themselves, I mean, it's like not only deceiving others, but they're also deceiving themselves by how? Right? You're basically a hypocrite in this thing, man. Right? As what does scripture say? Deceiving and being deceived. 2 Timothy 3:13. I should have known that one. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax, meaning grow, right? Like a waxing moon cycle, right? It's growing into, you know, the full moon, but it says shall wax worse and worse. So the the closer we get to the return, you know, of YAHAWASHI, the more evil men and seducers will grow more. Right? It says deceiving and being deceived. See, those men have guile, and we see that clearly on display, man, with several Israelite groups deceiving and being deceived, right? But anyway, it says deceit, treachery, right? Treachery. Go into that real quick. Betrayal of trust, deception, action, or nature, or what Yahweh say in Matthew 24, right? Well, you know, basically, many would be offended and betray one another, right? So anyway, let's go back where we at. 2 Corinthians 4:2, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, right? And craftiness is basically like shystiness, if you will. All right, let's just go into it. Craftiness, cunning, cunning, false wisdom. All right, you shouldn't be walking in false wisdom, pseudoscience, pseudo wisdom, right? Anything that's contrary unto the doctrine of Yahawah, right? It says not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of Yahweh deceitfully. And you can handle the word of the Most High deceitfully in a lot of ways, man. You know. As a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. I want to say Jeremiah 48. Jeremiah 48. And let's see. Bear with me 1 second. Yep. Jeremiah 48:10. Cursed be he that doeth the work of Yahweh deceitfully, and cursed be he that keepeth back his sword from blood. Yeah, you can, be cursed from not going out there to the highways and byways. It's like you could be doing the work of the Lord deceitfully, by not going out to the highways and byways as it's commanded you, right? Or you may just be, you're not multiplying your talents, like the parable in, what is that, Luke 19th chapter, right? Like it states, right? Or, right, you can be doing the work of the Lord deceitfully by how? Or handling the word of the Most High deceitfully by you being a hypocrite in this thing. You're deceiving yourself. You're handling the word of the Most High deceitfully. Yeah, you may be reading the scriptures. You may be, watching, videos, right? But deep down inside, you don't truly believe. You're handling this thing deceitfully. And it's not like you hurting, you know, the Most High or his son, man. Really, scripture says that the deceived and the deceiver are his, man. Right? So really, the Most High is just showing you, your true nature, which is a deceitful one at that, man. Right? And this the time, man. Listen, if you have any, root of deceit or, it could be something small, man. It doesn't have to be, like, damn, I really don't believe it. No, it could just be one particular area of the doctrine, that you may not fully agree with. And that can eventually leaven the whole lump, man. So let's finish that out. We'll get some more scriptures. 2 Corinthians 4:2, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth, meaning making known of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. All right, so let's go over here to Sirach. I want to grab it in a GNT version. We could read it KJV first. Sirach 19:1 says, a laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich, right? And we know that you can be drunk with the philosophies, of this world. See, and Babylon's hand is known to be a great cup, and Babylon has, force fed, all of his philosophies and ways of life down everyone's throat, man. And you're not gonna be rich, meaning rich in the spirit. You're not gonna be rich in faith. You're not gonna have these treasures in your earthen vessels. All right. It says, and he that contemneth small things shall fall by little and little. Basically, meaning if you don't pay attention to small things. That's why I wanted to get the GNT. Right. It basically says it in a little bit, more plainer manner. So right, 1901, it says, if you do, you will never get rich. If you don't pay attention to small matters, you will gradually ruin yourself. See, if you don't pay attention to small matters, you will gradually ruin yourself. And see, and this is why, we're making this lesson, through the spirit, because there may be small things in your life, man. Once again, that's centered around this word, this doctrine, right? And if you don't pay attention to it, you're going to eventually be ruined, man. And it starts now, right? There's situations, everyday life events that YAHAWASHI puts, in every day, in our life, to basically groom us to apply this wisdom that he's given us, man. Right? You getting cut off in traffic, you think, oh, well, man, this ain't no big deal. I could, go ahead and act recklessly and try to run this person off the road or some, some crazy shit like that, right? But those are the type of situations that the Lord, puts in our life, because you got to understand, man's goings are the Lord, whether it's a small going or great going, whether he's dealing with a ruler or all the way down to the lowest of the totem pole, if you will, right? The Lord has guided each scenario that plays in everyone's life, man, whether it may be a large scenario or a small scenario. And it's, up to us. Well, it's not really up to us, but it'll behoove you to use the wisdom of the scriptures, man, in every situation. And if you don't pay attention to the small matters, it could be somebody talking to you recklessly and you just want to act carnally. No, apply the scriptures, man. Let reason and wisdom go before every enterprise. See, because we're coming in times now, now shit is really getting real, and if you've been faking, if you haven't been accustomed or used to using these scriptures, in your everyday life, man, it's not like, you can just tap into it at a drop of a dime, when all hell breaks loose. No, you see, when things go on in our life, we need to be calling in these scriptures to memory. This is why scriptures commanded us, man. So let's get that real quick. To meditate upon these things. Joshua 1:8, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. Yeah, these scriptures, it says, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night. See, there's a reason why scriptures told us to meditate in these things, man. Don't just watch a video and as soon as you get done watching it, you going back to, doing whatever you was doing and, you not thinking about what you just heard. Or don't just read some scriptures, and as soon as you get off the, walk away from the table, you just don't think about what you just read. No, meditate upon it, man. See, the scripture is known as bread. It's known as milk, is known as bread, is known as meat, right? And whenever you're partaking of a meal, right, your belly, right, which your belly is also symbolic to your mind, right, in Job and also Sirach, the 36th chapter, your belly has to break these things down. Your mind has to break these things down in the form of meditation. See, and when you've made a habit or a custom of meditating upon these scriptures, when things start to happen in your life, whether they may be good or bad, right? Well, you're already meditating scriptures. You should be able to, prime example, man, Yahawashi, when he was tempted of the spiritual demon Satan, right, in Luke 4 and Matthew chapter 4, right? When Satan said, if you're the son of God, turn this stone into bread. What did Yahawashi do? He didn't lean up on his own understanding or get in his flesh, because he was in flesh, man. He was made just like unto us, right? It behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, like Hebrews 2nd chapter says, but he didn't get in his flesh, right? What did he do? He was meditating, day and night, and he called to mind, those scriptures that pertain to that particular situation and cut Satan, man. See? He says, man should not live by bread alone, but by every word of that proceeded from the mouth of the Most High, man. See? So this is how we ought to be, man. And we have the greatest example. We got examples that, of people, living today, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and not just them, but even particular brothers, that have followed their stead. Brothers actually living this, man. We got living examples that we can actually, look at, hell, even talk to, right? So, utilize the resources that Yahweh Shemashah has given you, And once again, I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, lest I myself may be a castaway. All right. It says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. So we got to do according to what's written, all that's therein, man. All right. Not just picking and choosing. Well, I'm going to do this part, but not the other. No, it don't work like that, man. You got to eat the whole roll, believe in the whole roll, live the whole roll. See? It says, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then you shall have good success. And we're going to make that way is going to be prosperous when we get the hell up out of here, man. All right, but it starts now. It starts now, man. With us being sincere in this thing and not handling the word of the Most High deceitfully. Now let's grab this real quick. In 1 Corinthians, the 5th chapter. 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. Start at verse 6. It says, your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump, right? And when you read Matthew 16, that leaven is going into doctrine. And also when you read Luke, the 2nd chapter, it's like Luke, the 12th chapter, Yahawashi says this. It says, in the meantime, when they were gathered together, an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. See, which is hypocrisy. Now let's go into that word hypocrisy real quick. It says false pretender. See, false pretender, stage actor. See, and if you handle the word of Most High deceitfully, you're a hypocrite. You're a stage actor, man. The Lord ain't dealing with that. Man, YAHAWASHI, he hates hypocrites. Like it. He hates hypocrites, man. He got a whole chapter, Matthew 23, of of him going into the hypocritical actions of those wicked scribes and Pharisees, man. Whited walls. When you go into that terminology, whited wall or whited sepulcher basically means that it's appearing to be one thing, but behind that veneer, it's a whole different other thing, man. All right. Because you ain't fooling nobody but yourself. The Most High already knows who you are, man. Scripture says how every creature is naked and exposed unto him, man. Can't pull a fast one over him. All right. So if you're not true in this thing, man, just get the hell out, really. You wasting your time. So you might as well go back to the world, go make some money. Do what the hell you want to do. Fully, and you got people that's actually doing that, but they just throw some fringes on, and still smoke cigarettes, man. That video brother Nakawama tripped me out, man. I'm so glad the Spirit had him catch that dude with his fringes on and smoking cigarettes. See, that's a prime example of a hypocrite, man. All right. But anyway, I ain't even gonna talk about that cat. But let's go back. 1 Corinthians 5 and 6. Your glorying is not good. Know you not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? All right. It says purge. Oh, so I think we're in Luke 12. Yeah, Luke 12. Let's read that again. In the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trode one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. That's right. So let's go over here to 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, right, that you may be a new lump, as you are unleavened. Because when we're in the world, man, shit, man, we had leaven all over the place. All right, we were just wicked, man. But see, now since we become these new creatures, right? Now we have to be purged out and be made a new lump, a new batch. You got a bad batch of niggas, man. See, but YAHAWASHI is coming to receive the good batch, the good brood. He doesn't want the multiplying brood of the wicked, man. Like Wisdom Solomon 4th chapter says, man. Well, the winds are going to shake them, these missiles. But anyway, it says, for even Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. It says, therefore, let us keep the feast. Right? What feast? The Passover. It says, not with old leaven, right? Not with them old nigga ways, right? And we hit prime example of the Passover last year from a particular group, man. And we ain't gonna name them names, man. If you know by now, right? That's a prime example of you keeping a feast with old leaven. No, man, you gotta purge this thing out. Don't play with it, man. That might be the title of the lesson. Don't play with it. That's what the old folks used to say. Don't play with it, man. No, be for real about this. This is literally life and death, man. See, it says, therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness. Let's go into that word malice. Malice, malignity, malice, ill will. See, you don't have good intentions. See, you don't have good intentions on, why you here. Some niggas, they just come here to change the doctrine. Some niggas come here to make a name for themselves. Some people come here just to be seen on a damn camera. No, man, that ain't why we're here. We are here to uplift the names of YAHAWASHI and do Ezekiel 9 and 4, right? Sign crop for all abominations. Ezekiel 33, get the blood off our hands and get the hell up out of here. Lord willing, we are part of that number, man. Right? And if you're doing if you're contrary to those things that we just listed, well, you're here for ill will. It says wickedness, depravity, wickedness that is not ashamed to break laws, man. These people have no shame. No shame. This is why you're hearing the damnedest things now. Right? But anyway, it says, therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. See, sincerity and truth. Let's grab the word sincerity.
Strong's G 1505. Eileklinaya.
All right. Purity, sincerity, ingenuous. Let's go to the word ingenuous. Innocent, unsuspecting. Yeah, people ain't got to look at you up and down like, man, what this? I don't know, something off with this dude. You know? No, you know, you shouldn't be suspecting, man. You should be innocent. You know, and it will show if somebody's truly innocent, and if somebody has, you know, good enough discernment, they'll be able to tell, you know. But you want to be in this thing in sincerity and purity, man. Now, because you know, as we got in Psalms, the 32nd chapter, it says, in their mouth there was found no guile, right? Well, that's what is going to be found for the elect, man. That word guile goes into, you know, deception, deceit, trickery, right? It's not going to be found in the elect's mouth, you know, no deceit. They're not going to be handling the word of the Most High deceitfully. They're not going to be hypocrites. They're going to believe the doctrine, right? They're not the fallible women, these other philosophies. See? They're going to follow the Lamb whatsoever he goeth, man. Revelation 14:1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Verse 5, and in their mouth there was found no guile, for they are found without fault before the throne of the Most High. See, the elect is going to be sincere. There will be no guile, man. No leaven. See, scrap that real quick in Joshua 24:14. Now, therefore, fear Yahawah and serve him in sincerity and in truth. This is why, you know, I always open up with all my lessons, man. You know, I used to say shalom to all you sincere brothers and sisters, man. See, because you got a lot of insincere people that's listening, you know, that's just here for ill will. They may be spies. They may, you know, whatever their intentions are, man. We're here for the sincere, for the hopefully elect, man. The people that has no ill intentions. They're just here to hear the word or to teach the word and get up out of here, man. We tired of this predicament, man. We tired of going around in circles in the wilderness, man. You know, brother stressed out. Shit, man, we tired, bro. All right, the Lord showed us the way. All right, we're going, hey, through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, we're going to walk it, man. Whatever it takes for us to get up out of here. That's a sincere mind. All right, it says, therefore, fear Yahawah and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your father served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye Yahawah. And we put away the gods, man. Caesar Borgia, you know, Krishna, you know, yourself, the black woman, or any woman, and the white man, you know, we put away, you know, we're serving YAHAWASHI in sincerity, man. Him and him alone, you know, and his son. All right, and we believe in the report through men that he has upon the earth today. So let me get one more scripture and we'll end it out. Luke 11, verse 28 in the NLT version. This is YAHAWASHI speaking. He says, and YAHAWASHI replied, but even more blessed are all you who hear the word of the Most High and put it into practice. Don't be hypocrites, but blessed are those who put these sayings of mine into practice, man. See, this is the time to be using and utilizing the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that has been given unto us, man. There's a reason why it was given unto us. There's a reason why we receive this ministry of mercy, to put it to use. See? So, you know, I don't want to drag this thing out, but, you know, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters was edified. You know, just continue to, you know, be sincere in this thing. You know, apply these scriptures. It's one thing to hear these things, to get precepts, to get knowledge. You know, like the elders have been stressing here of late. You know, I'm just kind of doing, you know, my land back up on it. But man, listen, apply these scriptures, because this is what's going to, you know, see us out of here. All right. So, you know, like I said, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters was edified. Till next time, DTA Baba Ball, Kwame Sharala Shalawam.